Okay, so we recently did the kids Spartan race. And I think the Spartan race is pretty well known worldwide, but it's one of the more popular obstacle course races. Now, the kids ones, they're not quite as long. I think the adult ones are 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, and a half marathon, which is 21 kilometers, 21 point something. Um, I personally have done the virtual Spartan races when they had them back in the 2020, but the kids ones, um, my son has done now 3 years in a row, and each year he gets a progressively cooler middle. So here's the middle from the first year he did when he was 4 years old. Pretty cool. And here's the one he got when he was 5 years old, 2025. Also pretty cool. And the newest one that he just got for his latest run, 6 years old, 2026. This one here. Nice. This thing in the middle, actually, you can take it out. It's like a magnetic coin or something. And is this on the back? And then you can place it back in here. So, very cool middle. Okay, let's get a shot with all three of these. Boom. Boom. Yeah, there we go. Nice, right? So, these are, by the way, just finisher middles. Um, I think that for the kids Spartan races anyway, they don't actually have rankings for any of the kids below a certain age. And I think that age is either 9 or 12 or something like that, where they first give them also rankings like first, second, third, and then I believe there's a finisher middle either way, because it's not just a breeze to run through this. Just being able to finish it, especially as a kid, is quite an accomplishment. Um, but just for the sake of conversation, this year they start the kids in like sort of waves of groups, so you're not necessarily even starting at the same time as everybody else. Maybe like 20 or 30 kids at a time. But this time, out of the wave of kids that my son was in, he ended up actually crossing the finish line first. Now, again, they don't actually take the rankings at this age. He was 6. And, if there's any sort of like cheating, someone runs over a line or doesn't do an obstacle correctly or whatever, there's nobody there to check at these ages either. So, um, you know, it's not really something that you can say is a huge accomplishment or a certain thing. But, I watched the entire thing, and I don't think there was any problem. He ran through. He was the first to cross the finish line. I wouldn't say he was the fastest runner there, but he was probably the best at almost all the obstacles that he went through. Not all of them, but almost all of them. And I think he tried very well. Anyway, as you can see here up there on the course, ages 4 to 6 this year were 1 kilometer, 1,000 meters. 7 to 9, 1.5, and 9 to 14. I guess if you're 9, you get to choose which one you do. 9 to 14 is 3 kilometers, so you run the track twice. It's pretty intense. And even just like 1 kilometer, it's not a lot of the running part's pretty tough. So as you can see in the map here, the S. Let me see if I can actually. I don't know if that's showing up there, but as you see the S. Then we go down to the 1 here. So it's quite a long, it's a downhill run. And then you go an uphill run, you go under something, which is the cord crawl. And you go more running, you carry a sandbag. And all the sandbags at this age are 5 kilograms. and then one rank up and you get 10 kilograms. So it changes. And then you do more uphill running, some downhill running, more uphill running, downhill running, and a lot of the kids are tired at this point. Then you cross a balance beam. There's a wall that you go over, and then immediately after you do a sack jump, a little bit more running, and then a caterpillar crawl. So you crawl underneath something, and then the OUT is over, under, through. So it's like a bunch of walls set up like obstacle walls. So one you climb over, the next you go under, and then there's like a window in the third one that you go through, which I think surprisingly takes the most time for a lot of kids, although maybe over logically is the hardest one. But then you run, and so if you're doing the 7-year old or above one, you also go on these yellow lines, but otherwise you just go to the number 11 there. Number 11 is a target throw, so you just throw a ball at a target. Then you run all the way uphill. This last run is pretty tough. Everybody's tired at this point. And there's a wall, I guess it's a A-shaped wall that you climb over right before the finish line. And I have videos of his races for all 3 years that I've uploaded. I'll try and put them somewhere in the channel here as well. And we'll see how that looks. But those are the obstacles, and I think he did exceptionally well, or at least a lot. I think he's improved a lot either way, you know. And this is one of those situations where the obstacles are physical obstacles that you have to overcome. So it's quite the adventure. And this year, the last 2 years, he just went on his own. He didn't know anybody there. This year, he actually had one friend come and do the run with him, and then some other friends just hanging out at the park nearby to see him afterwards. So it was a lot of fun seeing his old friends, and being able to play with everyone and go through this course with one of his friends. Although they didn't go through together because, his other friend, it was the first time. I think he tripped at the very beginning too. So, uh, I mean, if it was a longer course, maybe going together with your friend would make sense. But you wanna try and race, see how well you can do in this situation. Anyway, I will try and see if I can get all these videos on screen so you can check out the previous Spartan Run videos for Spartan Kids. And as I mentioned at the beginning, they have these for adults as well. So anybody who is older, who is thinking of doing some obstacle course running, they have these available all over the world in various different countries. This is definitely not a Japan exclusive thing. So, all over the world, they should have Spartan runs, I think several times a year. It's a lot of fun and quite an adventure. And please check out these 3 videos to see the actual obstacles that he did. And remember to like, subscribe, and get ready for the next video. And above all, be sure to level up.